Welcome to Take Two Tuesday. How are you doing today? Welcome, everyone. This is Ken here at the Stamps of Life in chilly Southern California. Hey, before we even get started, I want you just for fun. I see some of you are doing it already. If you're in the chat or it's time to jump in the chat, tell us how cold it is where you are today. I went to the gym this morning. And one of the streets I was driving down, it was 32 degrees. Now, for us Southern California people, that is super freezing. So post your state and post the temperature for you. It is cold. Even right now, when I just came back, I had to run an errand. It was still 39 degrees with the sun coming up at 8:30. That is cold. That is cold. Hi, Debbie Ann and Phyllis and Diane and Karen, Marcel. Whew, even in Michigan, I see those temperatures. Wow. Let's take a look at this just for fun. I tried to set this up new. Let's see if it works. Check out this temperature map. Let me see if I can make that a little bit larger. It is cold everywhere. Will that work? Nope, we don't want it to be that far. Let's try that. Super cold. Do you see your state on that map? And again, one word, freezing cold, huh? 7 degrees in Michigan. You better warm up there, Jan. Sylvie, 29 in Texas. I know that's cold for Texas. 29 in Georgia. Welcome, everyone. Janet, Bobby, Sylvie. Marcel, where are you? In Pasadena? Marcel grew up in Pasadena. Great. Well, wherever you are, it is cold today, right? Look at those temperatures. Are there like minuses there? Look at that. 1 degree, minus 21. Oh, man, that is cold. But then when you look down here at the south in Texas, even Florida is down in the 40s. That is cold. We're over here in Southern California, way off to the left, between 45 and 53 degrees. Whoosh. There is no global warming today, right? No global warming today. It is cold everywhere. Well, welcome. Again, my name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. We are a clear stamp company, and we make tons of dies and products for making cards and scrapbooking and all that kind of fun stuff. So what we do here on Take Two Tuesday is once a week we join together at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, and we go back in time and we take a look at some items from the Stamps of Life, usually stamps and dies. Every once in a while we'll sneak something else in, or we have some little add-on extra things, but mostly stamps and dies, and we'll do some die cutting and maybe a little stamping and kind of some ideas for cards. I'll show you some card samples, and we'll check out the Stamps of Life website. Today, I do have some fun facts for us. We'll jump into in here in just a second, and we'll have a little January quiz. And I'm definitely going to need some help with the January quiz because I looked at a couple of the questions, and I don't think I'm going to get any of them right without your help. So make sure you stick around to help me with the quiz. I think we'll do the quiz between the first item and the second item. But yeah, so Take Two Tuesday, we go back in the past, look at some things that we have here that are on our website that many of you don't know about, because if you're new to us, they were released a few years back. So this is a kind of like introduction for you. And then a lot of you who watch our live stream here have been around with us for a long time. There's a good chance you have a lot of these things, and perhaps you have forgotten that you have them. So this is a reminder, a refresher for you to break out the old things that you have. And since you haven't used them for so long, it makes them almost seem like they're new again, right? Let's see, who else is there? Hi, Carol. Hi, Carol. I love the hula. Shelly, Shelby, welcome everyone. Angelita is, La Mirada is 60 degrees. Woof. That's nice. I think you might be the warmest spot, Angelita, that I've seen so far. Oh, Ventura, 69. Wow. So there's us California people are doing okay here. Ken, you are blurry. Does anybody else think I look blurry right now? It looks like I'm in focus. Let me tap on this camera real quick and make sure that I am in focus. It looks, yeah, you are blurry. Oh no, what could I be doing? On my side, it all looks good. I'm not very blurry. Uh-oh. What is going on? Now, I can't see this live stream like you guys are seeing. Give me 1 second. Let's see, what am I going to do? I am going to switch and see if I can make this better. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to put the slide up that says Take Two Tuesday. I'll be right back. Let's see. Here we go. Hang on 1 second. I got to mess with this camera and see if I can get it in focus. I'm not sure what's going on. 1 second. I'm going to turn off this camera and I'll be right back. Oh. Okay, can you hear me? Let's see. Let's try again. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, I'm back here now. To me, I don't look blurry. Let me know what you guys think. Any improvement? It doesn't look like my tracking is following me very good on my camera's supposed to follow me. Let me know if it looks any better. I hope. Oh, Shelly said you are, and Shelby says you look okay. You look just a bit better. Don't know what to do. May says fine to me. Well, we're just going to keep pushing on. Hopefully, Shelly says you're blurry. Darn it. Tell me, I'm going to switch cameras. Tell me if this camera looks blurry, okay? I'm going to switch to the overhead over there. Does that look blurry to you? Does anybody think that looks blurry? That's a different camera, so I'm hoping it's better. Bear says not. Jamie says you're fine. Maybe if it is blurry, just maybe try if you have a way to refresh. Maybe that will help fix it. Sylvie says it looks clear. Okay, we're just going to keep going on because it is possible that I'm blurry. It might just depend on your internet and my internet, and I don't know if cold weather is a factor. This camera, this overhead should look pretty consistent. It shouldn't look blurry. So if this camera looks blurry, then it's just something wrong with the stream, not something I can fix. Okay, so let's just head on. So we're going to take a look at a couple of stamp sets today and a couple of die sets in our first section. They kind of are very similar, so we'll just group them all together. Hi, Jeffrey, Debbie Ann. And then we also have some dies for a shaker card set. They're scallop shakers, so that will be fun. I will try to my best to put together a shaker card because it has a lot of layers to it. And when I was working with the dies, it took me a little bit to figure out how to piece it together, but we'll try to do that. And then we'll have our good news segment at the end. If you have a Bible and you want to hang around for our Bible devotion, we'll do that last. We'll be in Matthew chapter 22 and we'll do an overview of that, and we'll have a little devotional. It'll be fun. Let's see, what else? I think that is it. Okay, we have we're going to start off right with some interesting facts about presidents. We have a president ending his term and with President Biden, and then a new president coming in with President Trump. And we don't get all political or anything around here at the Stamps of Life. We like living in the United States, and We don't always agree with everything our government does, but I know that God wants us to pray for our government leaders, so we can definitely all do that together, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, either side, right? We can pray for them, an independent, we can pray for our leaders. God wants us to do that. But anyway, today I have some fun facts about presidents. There might be some funny things here. So let's do that. We'll get that started, and then we'll move on to our more serious stuff. And again, don't forget, we will have that quiz in between. Okay, so some of these fun facts that I have. So these are kind of individual presidents and some interesting things about them going way in the past. So George, some of these things you might know and some you might not. Some you might not, some you might care about and think it's really cool, and some you go, why did we talk about that? Let's see. We'll look for some good ones. I'm going to try to switch this over here on this camera so I'm looking at you a little bit more. Give me 1 second. Oh, where are we? There we are. I think I could get this link going over here. Okay, fun facts about presidents. Let's open that one up. And so our first fun fact is George Washington was the only president unanimously elected, meaning all of the states representatives voted for him. Makes sense, right? He was like the general, the guy in charge who got us free from England. Let's see. Thomas Jefferson was also an accomplished architect. He has buildings. He designed his famous home at Monticello, as well as buildings for the University of Virginia. Let's see, what else? Here's a good one. James Madison was the shortest president. How tall do you think he was? Oh, this is funny. The height is not so crazy. 5'4", but he only weighed 100 pounds. Can you believe that? 100 pounds. 100 pounds. Wow. What are you guys seeing out there? I don't know if I switched my camera over right here. Oh, you don't want to see two of me. So he only weighed 100 pounds. Whoosh. Lightweight. What else? A couple more here. Let's see. Did you do the tallest was Abraham Lincoln? You guys probably know that. 6'4". Wow. And Lyndon Johnson was also 6'4", so he was a little more recent. This is scary. On the day that he was shot, Lincoln told his bodyguard that he had dreamt that he would be assassinated. Ooh. This one's funny. Abraham Lincoln often stored things like letters and documents in his tall stove-piped hat. So if you guys are running out of space to store your stamps and dies, you might think about that, getting one of those tall top hats. You can just plop that on your head and you can put your stash of crafting items in there. There's an idea for you. The youngest man to hold the office was Teddy Roosevelt. He was in his 42s, and the oldest was Joe Biden at 78. And then John Kennedy was the youngest ever to be elected. Who else? Ronald Reagan was shot by an assassin in 1981. He joked. Does anybody remember what he said? I forgot to duck. That's pretty awesome when you can keep a sense of humor, right? At times like that. Have you heard of Harry S. Truman? Do you know what the S stands for? The S stands for nothing. That's what it says. George Bush is the only president to earn an MBA. Barack Obama won a Grammy Award in 2006 for his audiobook, Dreams from My Father. Let's see. Here's a funny one about President Obama. He no longer likes ice cream because he had to work at Baskin Robbins as a teen. So now he doesn't like ice cream. What else? John Tyler had 15 children. Do any of you out there have 15 children? How many kids are in your family? How many kids did you have in your household? If you have children, how many as a parent? Or if you had brothers and sisters, let's see who has the highest. This guy, John Tyler, 15. John Polk was the first president to have his photograph taken while in office. And this one's a bummer. William Henry Harrison died just 32 days after becoming president. He died from a cold he got while giving his inauguration speech. Bummer. Only 32 days. Wow. All right, so there are some interesting facts. Debbie, one and done, was one kid. Debbie had 4 sisters and a brother. Awesome. Who else? Tell us your family. How many kids in your own? If you're the parents, how many in that family, or brothers and sisters? Ruth Debbie's got 3 kids, 2 siblings, 6 grandkids. Say, great. Yep, that's growing. Karen's number 2 of 7. Wow, that's a big family. Not quite 15, but that's getting up there. Sylvie has 3 kids, a couple sisters and a brother. Awesome. Karen has 4 sons. Wow. Awesome. All right, let's head on up. Let's keep moving here. That kind of gets us going. So we're not exactly celebrating President's President's Day, excuse me, President's Day, but it is fun to have some unusual president kind of fun facts. All right, we are looking at, these are our little peeps. We have Miller and we have little peeps Liam. So we're going to look at both of those, and they're very similar today. So I will just work with one of the sets, but I'll show you some card samples that have items from both. Let me try to fix my shirt. It doesn't look quite right there. Okay. Janet's got 4 sisters and 2 brothers. Awesome. Hi, Eleanor from Pennsylvania, 21 degrees. I have to remember somehow. There's some way I can pop your guys' comments up there. Let's see. This one from Sandy. Does that show up? Oh, there it is. I had only 1, but I have 14 brothers and sisters. Wow, Sandy. I think you are the champion. That is a big family. Diana, she's got 4 girls and 2 boys. Whoosh. And then Karen said she's 2 of 7. Sylvie's got the, I'll crank through these, Ruth Debbie's family here. Karen with the 4 sons. Eleanor, she's cold, 21 in Pennsylvania. Jamie says she has 6 kids. Wow. Way to go, Jamie. 4 girls and 2 boys. And I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. So some pretty big families. In my family, well, we won't go into my family. My family's kind of crazy, my side. So Stephanie and I have 2 girls and then 3 grandkids. So we're doing okay with our family. But my side of the family, we'll just go on. Okay, let's check these out real quick. So this is Little Peeps Liam, along with the dies. We've got those. And, oh, that's kind of blown out there a little bit. Maybe if I put it right next to me. Let me take that off real quick to change that comment there. Hide that. Okay. And what else I should have a little banner for this. Where did it go? Been talking too much and I forgot I'm supposed to do all this extra stuff too. What did I do? Oh, I see why. There we go. Oh, not that one. We'll get to that pretty soon. Sorry. There we go. Okay, Little Peeps Liam. And these came out in July of 2022. So just about 2.5 years ago. These were debuted here on the website. And let's check them out here. See what we have. And I'm going to switch over cameras. Hang on. Let's do that. Okay, there's the Little Peeps Liam. It has 12 stamps. And he's kind of football themed. Fun thing to remember about all of our Little Peeps is all the extras, the clothes and the accessories. A lot of them can be swapped with other characters. So all of these items, excuse me, that you see with Liam, they can also be used with Miller, vice versa. And then some of the things you could even use with some of the critters that we have. So don't forget that. You can mix and match with these ones. So you'll see you go to the website, you'll see Liam there, and there's the dies down below. And let's see, we should have a couple samples here. I think more on the website than I have actually in hand. So let's scroll through these. And you can make them dark hair, dark skin, light hair, whatever color eyes you want. You have all the different options. Make the little guy look like maybe a little guy in your family. Somebody has texted me like crazy. Don't they know I have a show to do right now? There's like a scrapbook page layout. That's fun. And then back to the stamp set. Then if you just scroll down, if you're looking for Miller, you will just, let's click on the die set. And we'll look at the samples for Miller. And you just scroll there, you'll see some of the items. He's got more baseball gear. So here, he comes with these items, the baseball theme, but you could switch those up with Liam too. So Miller could be playing football and Liam could be playing baseball, or they could both be in the same. You have lots of freedom to do different things with these stamps and dies. They're all the same size, and you can probably mix and match some of their clothes, and also with some of the little Peeps, the other ones that have clothes as well. So those are all possibilities. And there's a video. Let's see the stamp set. On the Miller, you also get 12 stamps on that set. Okay, and Miller came out, and I think I do have a Miller slide too. Ooh, do I? No. Oh, there he is. Let's see. Miller he's about a year before, July of 2021. So if you have these, they are a few years back, about 2.5 years to 3.5 years back in time, if you're looking for them. But these are fun, easy to use, and let me show you the card samples I have here with me, and then we'll go die cut a couple of these, maybe stamp a couple of them, okay? Let me see. Should work. There we go. I think that looks pretty straight. What's going on with my table here? Looks okay. All right, let's check out the samples I have. Again, not that many here in my studio, but there are a lot on the website. And I imagine if you go into the gallery, you'll find even more. I think most of these are A2 size cards. So here he is with baseball playing. And so far, both of these are Liam. Miller's got the little bit crazier hair here. And now it looks like Liam's got some crazy hair too. So each of them with the baseball bat and baseball uniforms. Awesome. Don't forget you get the fun little cap. This is if you're not familiar, this is a stand-up card. I should show you how that works. That is a stand-up. It's an A2 size card, but it has that nice kind of like stage look. There's a little cut out down here that helps that stay in place. And let's see, here's our Miller again. It says, the last swing could win the game. It says fun. And one more, I have to scoot this back a little bit because this is a slim line. This is a little bit taller, but it gives you some more space to work with. You can add in all the grass and the background and that kind of fun stuff. So I like that one. What is that? Doesn't say I think that is not starburst, sunburst, burst. I'm not sure, but type in burst or sunburst if you like that style with the dotted. It might be dotted burst or something like that for the slimline background die. So that would be available on our website as well. Is that straight? That's pretty good. Whoops. Sorry about that, you guys. I just crashed right into the camera. All right, back here to me. All right, let's head on over. We're going to take these over to our table and see what we can do. I'll stamp a couple of images, and then we'll die cut a couple of the little pieces out as well. Okay, so let's jump on over there. Make sure I've got this all right. Most, I got to get that. There we are. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we are going to take a look at, let's see, which guy should I pick? We're going to do the Miller. Let's go ahead and check him out. There, we're going to stamp the main image here, show you how easy that is to do, and then we'll take a couple of these little dies and we'll run it through our machine as well. Like too far back. Let's see if I can fix this a little bit and brighten things up a little here too. That's good. Function. Oh, didn't like that. Where's my exposure? Oh, that's not working. Oh, cancel. There we go. 1 second, I can lighten things up here a little bit. A little darker than normal. And there we go. That looks good. Okay. All right, let's give that a try. So we don't actually need our machine right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the floor. Whoops, we don't want everything to go crashing. So let's set this on the floor. And don't forget, get ready. We'll have after we do our stamping and die cutting here, we're going to do a little quiz, a January quiz. So it's going to have a lot of, I would assume, January themed questions. So I'm going to need your help with that. I know last week I tried to do what did we do? We tried to do a quiz, I think, and it was kind of a dud. It was weird, so it didn't work out. So I'm going to try not to go. I don't even remember what that website was, but we're going to try to avoid that one. So I think I have something better today. We're going to get that Miller stamp out. I didn't see the exact dimensions on this guy, but I'm guessing he's 2.5, 3 inches tall and maybe 1.5 inches wide. So we're going to get the main image out there. And I'm just showing you how easy it is to stamp. If you're not familiar with stamping, this is called a clear block. This is a clear stamp. You just set that right on there and it kind of adheres. See how that just kind of sticks by itself? Give me 1 second here. Hopefully you can you hear me? I'm having some problems with my mic. I'm sorry. Okay, let's keep going here. Here we go. Can't see the chat. Let me check the chat real quick. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me check the chat here real quick, and I'll come right back over there to the table. I just want to make sure the sound is working. Can you guys hear me? Just double checking before I continue on. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's keep on moving on here. Okay, I hear you. Okay, great. Thanks, everybody, for letting me know. We'll continue on. And make sure that's in the center a little bit. And this is a storm ink pad. It'll look not like licorice black, but it'll be a pretty dark ink for us. And we're just going to take him and ink him up. The main thing is the little face in there yesterday. A couple times I missed his eyes. So you'll want to make sure you have ink all the way there on the inside. We'll just stamp it a couple times. It should come out really nice the first time, but just in case, we'll give it a little practice run here. And let's see, I'm going to get some cardstock. Started organizing my cardstock here a little bit. I'm about halfway through. I have so much cardstock that is just scrap. I couldn't believe how much I actually had here. It just keeps building up somehow. Give me 1 second. Let's get a little bit low. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. And I can see there's a couple spots. Maybe I didn't get his fingers or his hands good enough. So let's make sure we get that really well. And we're just going to lay that down there and just want to just make sure you push on all the different spots on there. Make sure all the image comes out really nice. There you go. There's our first run there with him. Let's do it one more time just for fun. Super easy. I didn't even have to push hard or anything. You just want to make sure you press all the areas of the image so everything gets filled in there, because sometimes that happens if you miss a spot, if you forget to add pressure. So it's real nice, easy, lined up. You put him right next to this guy. And then just some pressure down on all the sides. No rocking or anything. I try to hold it solid and just push everything down. And both times, really, really nice. So there's the images you can make. If you wanted, you could take the die and you could just continue on. I won't do this step today. It has the die right here that you could cut him out just as he is. There's an outside die, which would allow you to have a little bit of a shadow around him if you like that. You have lots of different options. You could also kind of paper piece with this insert die here. But let's just for fun, let's go ahead and we'll cut out his hat. And let's see, what else? Let's go ahead and do a bat and a hat. How about those two? And I'll try some different colors here. So we got that. We need these two dies. We're going to go ahead and get this out of the way. And the little glove. Oh, no, we said we're going to do the bat, right? That shows up a little bit better. So let's try that. Now, yesterday I was practicing and I made a couple hats for him yesterday. So just for example, if you have these guys right here, you might have to give him a little trim of his hair, right? You see how his hair is coming out, kind of really standing up. You could put the hat a little bit higher and that looks fine. Or you might see how it's, if you want the hat to be a little bit lower, you're going to probably want to trim his hair just a little bit there on the edges. So you'll have to think about that if you're giving him a hat. That looks pretty good. So a couple ideas there, but let's go ahead and do it again. Let's go ahead and run this through today and make a couple hats. I'll show you how easy that is to do. Get our stamp out of the way, put our ink pad back. Don't need any of these items. So you could do the same. I'm using Miller right now, but you could do the same thing with Liam, okay? You could use the Liam stamps the same way. Again, he is kind of themed more towards football, which it is the football season, but that's your option. If you have a kid or a grandkid who plays one of these sports or just likes to play it just for fun, it'd be a cool little card to make. I'm sure they would love it. Our guys did soccer this year, and I think they're going to be doing t-ball here in spring. And so that is coming up. I think maybe February, March, they might start their practices. So I'm looking forward to that, actually, and seeing how good of baseball players they can be. Baseball, there's a lot of kind of weird mechanic type things, different things you have to do with your bodies that you're not always used to. Soccer, you use your body a lot, but mainly your legs, and you're just running a lot, which they're good at that. But baseball will probably be a little more challenging for us to learn. Now, what did I do? I have already, oh, there it is. I didn't lose it. Got all my dies here, and I'm just going to look for a couple little maybe pieces of scrap paper that would fit there that I could use. Because these dies are so small, I might as well just use little sheets of cardstock that I might have available, something extra if I can find it. Let's see, that will work for the hat. No, we need something kind of brownish for, no. That will work for a hat. Let's see, we'll use a silver for a hat, and we need something kind of ginger snap or something like that, right, for the baseball bat to make it look right. See if I have anything like that. Is that ginger snap? No. Well, we're just going to use this. I don't know what color this is. So I'm doing one of Stephanie's, just tear it and use it, speed things up here, okay? And we're going to run all our dies through here on the first time. And maybe I will get, what do we want to use for the shadows? Let's see if I have any white cardstock here as well. I do have some from yesterday. And we can run this all through at once. Save us a little bit of time. We're going to make a silver hat. Again, if you're new to die cutting now, the dies face down. You'll see there's a little blade on this edge. That has to face down. We're going to have a green bat, which is kind of weird, but I couldn't find ginger snap right away. And then we'll make some shadows. Again, face down, not like I just did. Face down with the dies. And there we go. Let's run this all through at once. See what we come up with. I want to keep this nice and straight so it goes through our machine. I have been getting better at that. Every once in a while I get a squeaky run through the die cutting machine, but not as often as I used to. So you can tell I'm making progress on this. Card making is pretty fun, pretty easy, just takes a little bit of practice. All right, there are the shadows. If you like the shadow look, you can have that. And yeah, oops, I goofed up the bat, but we're gonna have a white bat instead. So let's see, we're gonna have, this is actually the shadow. I was thinking that was the bat, but that's the shadow there. And your bat would be on the inside. That should really be ginger snap, but I couldn't find it. And then we have our shadow here. Where did my hat go? Let's see. All right, so if you wanted a little silver hat, you can do that. So those are examples of the die cuts you can create with the dies that come with it. I did again these yesterday. That's kind of a ginger snap color. And Miller actually likes teal, so that could be his hat. Let's see, I did do a baseball bat yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. This is a better example of a baseball bat. That is with the shadow, or you can remove the shadow, just have it just like that. You could have a white baseball bat, I suppose, if you wanted. So that's without. These are without the shadows. You have the different options here. And let's go ahead and add them to the little guys here just for fun. So if we had, this was our Miller stamp here. And if he's got a white bat, that doesn't look too great, right? Because it's on white paper, but get the idea. And if that's Miller, he's got his little hat on. And this guy I did have ginger snap yesterday, so I made a nice little bat for him. And he's going to get the silver hat. So that will give you some ideas. Of course, it comes with the clothes, the uniform. You can add little numbers, shoes, all that fun stuff. What else did we have on there? So this little guy had the uniform. You see the cleats down there, glove, baseball. There's a number there, number 1. You might have some other stamps and dies that you want to use for the numbers, but that is all in here. And then again with Liam, you are getting the kind of more of the football themed. He's got a couple footballs there and all those fun stamps that you can add your sentiments with. Liam could be a baseball player. Miller could be a football player. That is all up to you. You get to mix and match and decide how you want to do that. All right, that is our first round. I hope you like those. If you have those, again, remember all the little peeps, a lot of the clothing and a lot of the little accessory things can be mixed and matched, okay? Don't forget that. So you might just for fun want to dress up your giraffe like a football player. I don't know why you would want to do that, but maybe you do. Or maybe you want to make a zebra be a baseball player. You could do that. So remember that with your little peeps, you can mix and match. Mix and match. Now I'm going to clean this up a little bit so when we come back, I won't lose all these things, number 1. So I can see 1 die is missing. Hey, I had 4 little dies out here and I still have 3 out of 4. That's pretty good. I'm 75% successful. I've only lost 1 out of the 4. I don't know if you guys know that feeling when you have little dies and they just disappear somehow. Well, 1 out of 4 has disappeared, but I will find it. But just while cleaning up, I found 3 out of 4. I think that's pretty good. I'll take that 3 out of 4. All right, let's head back over to our main computer. Oh, Linda says it's snowing. Uh-oh, Teresa, don't worry if you're late. If you guys are joining in late, don't worry because this is being recorded. So it will show up on YouTube, Facebook. If the Facebook doesn't show up right away, I will repost it again tomorrow. So Teresa says she lost track of time. Teresa says it's freezing also in New York. Yep. Snowing in Georgia, Linda. Wow. We don't have any snow here. Did anybody watch any of the football games over the weekend? They all had snow everywhere. Philadelphia and where was the other game that they had snow? It wasn't Kansas City. There was another game that had snow, but it was fun. The game started out like the field would be green. And as the snow was just kind of building up, it was Buffalo. The fields just ended up being like totally white. So it was crazy. But it certainly had to be a fun and interesting experience. I guess the guys know how to do it. It doesn't matter what kind of weather it is. Okay, next up. Wow, I have a lot of samples for this one. I want to fix this before I show you. I'll go ahead and add this on here and get ready. We're going to do our quiz right after I show you the samples that I have here. Yep, and don't forget, jump in the chat if you just have anything you want to say about any of the items that I'm showing. If you're watching this later, you can always post comments down below. Maybe you missed your chance during the live stream here. but you can add your comments in the section down below, and we love to hear the questions that we answered, like the temperature, how many people you have in your family. You can answer all that in the comments section, and it's just for fun. We love for you guys to be more involved and more action in the chat. Maybe you'll make a friend. I know that there are some people on our chats that are friends, and I don't know if doing the chat caused them to become friends, but it's just something. When you have something in common like card making and crafting, you can make some friends this way. And the more we get to know about each other, then the more you feel like you know somebody, right? The more information you put out there. Don't want to go into all the crazy details, but in the general, you just getting involved is a good thing. Now, for some reason, this die is not staying on here, but I'm going to show you. This is the scallop shaker die set, and you get 4 die sets on here, 4 dies. And I forgot to switch my little image over, so let me do that. Oh, I forgot to mention some stuff about our website. So hang on, we're going to come back to that right after I introduce this one. Okay. So this is you get 4 dies in this one, and I have a bunch of samples to show you. So let me show you those. This is from February of 2022, just about 4 years ago. Now you're going to see some of these samples have thicker, if you can see this right here. Maybe I can show you on this other camera setup here. Let me show you real quick what's going on over here. These are going to be a little bit thicker, and I'll show you how we can double up our foam and make it as thick as this. But when this first came out, it was on HSN as a kit, and it actually came with some cutouts that were done ahead of time, as well as dies. But you can see it's a little bit thicker. That's thicker. See this section right here? That is thicker than our normal adhesive foam. So to get it to be that thick, you would have to double up on your foam. Gives you a little more space for your shaking in and stuff. It doesn't have to be doubled up, but if you like that, I just want you to know this is a little bit thicker than if you were just using 1 sheet of adhesive foam. You'd have to double it up, but I'll show you that. So I'm going to go, while we're over here, I'm going to go ahead and run through these card samples that I have, and I do have a lot. Again, this was a kit originally that was on HSN. Now we just sell it as just the dies only. Okay, just the dies only. Whoops, I do that backwards. See if that's going to fit in there or not. I'm not doing too good on that. There we go. But we have a bunch of card samples to show you. Fun, fun, fun. All these dies right here in the center. All that center piece is included in with the dies that you get. So here is one that is not a shaker. It is just used as decoration. It looks really, really nice. You can't see it, but this die cut here kind of has a lot of glitter in it. It looks really pretty. This one says "My Friend," and this is a nice banner. I'll show you one part of the banner. "My Friend," and then "Happy." Really nice. You would need acetate to make the window if you do want to do a shaker. I still have a bunch more, so hang in there. Look at this one. "My Friend." Really nice and clean. Pretty. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, that one's coming apart a little bit. Let's see if I can fix it before I show you. There's a nice little hello card. You can add whatever you want in there into your little shaker. Let's see, there's not a shaker version, but just a thanks card with some pattern paper. Now here's the same pattern paper, but with the shaker. It says "Believe." What else do we have? Here's a hello card. Now the flowers, you can use any flower you have that will fit in here, but when this kit was made, these pieces were included. That's why you see so many of them. Here's a thanks shaker. Again, I told you I have a lot, so I'm trying to show these off quickly as possible, but I don't want you to miss out on anything. There's that decorative center again. And that one said "Love." This one says "Thanks." Again, our design team went crazy with this one. They had a lot of fun. Couple more still. I don't want any of these to get left out. Okay, not a shaker version, but lots of glitter and very pretty. Be happy. So that's something you can make with the dies. Doesn't have to be a shaker, but you can if you like. This one says, so happy for you. Lots of pretty pink colors. I like these cards. A lot of pastels on here. Maybe you like pastels. I like it. Spring's coming up, and that's a good time of the year for pastel colors. You might like these. So this one says, my friend, has the sequins in there. And I have some different sequins to use today when we make ours. Here's a folded version. So they've taken our flower folded and added the shaker dies to the front. So there's an idea for you too. If you have something that's kind of circular, like this flower, you can just make it into a shaker. And you see how that opens up. As a fold it from the top, and on the inside, be happy. Let's see, two more. This one says inspire, and then our last one we have is a smile card. So I'm going to do my best to show you how to piece one of these together, but there are a few layers to it. It's not hard to do, but when I first got out the dies yesterday, I kept trying to run them through, and also, this doesn't seem like it's coming out how it's supposed to be, but I kept finding one die, and then I would run it through, and then I did the next die, and then the next die, and eventually, little by little, I figured out how it all was pieced together. So we're going to do that here in just a minute. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do our quiz right now. We have time for our quiz. So let me grab that, find that. See if I can make that pull up. I have a new option here. I'm trying to see if this works. Hang in there 1 second. I'm going to try to show our quiz and me at the bottom. Let's see if this works out. Not that one. So that is our weather map. So we want to, let's see, I'm going to try again. Hang on. We're going to stop that screen, and we're going to, nope, we're going to try this one, presenter. It has a nice little function here if I can get it to work. We're going to share a screen. And okay, we want to share a screen and our trivia quiz. Is this it? No, it says site cannot be reached. What? What happened? What happened to our quiz? Oh no. Oh, it's trying to do something. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, right. We've got it. Now, let me see if you guys can see it. All right, you can see the quiz, right? Let me go ahead and get rid of this little thing over here for a bit. I've got that. If you see some crazy advertising over here, I'm sorry. We're just stuck with whatever ads they put up. But let's do our quiz and see how many we can get right. We'll do maybe 10 of these questions. And there are some, if you need something to celebrate today, there are some crazy days you can celebrate. So we'll take a look at that too here in just a second. Where did I go? No, we want this one. Can I close that little ad? Okay, here we go. So I need your help, everybody, okay? I need your help with these questions. And I'm going to switch back and forth in the chat. So you guys help me out. Let's see. Question number 1. Here we go. In January 1970, I was 2 years old when this was happened, so I cannot answer this question. What made its first commercial passenger trip to London? Here are our answers. Does anybody know? 1970, first trip to London with passengers. The Goodyear blimp, a Boeing 747, the Concorde, Comac C-19. Does anybody know that? I was only 2 years old at this time. I cannot know the answer to this one. Who knows? Let me find the chat here. Help me out, chat team. Oh, somebody just said I'm very blurry again. Darn it. I don't know how to fix it, you guys. All I can say is try to, because I'm coming through clear here. I don't know how to. Does this screen look blurry too when we're doing the questions? So a bunch of you are saying Concorde. Let's try that. Let's try Concorde. And then when it's blurry, tell me if when we go back to the workstation or like the websites, are they blurry too or just me? Is it just me? Let me know. Let's see. Okay, we're going to answer that one. We're going to say Concorde. I saw a few of you. We were wrong. Boeing 747. Okay, next question. So we're 0 for 1. Marilyn Monroe married which famous player on January 14th of 1954? Was it Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Joe DiMaggio, or Babe Ruth? All New York Yankees. Which one of these guys did Marilyn Monroe marry in January of 1954? Way before me, but maybe you remember. Maybe you were a kid back then. What do you guys say? What do you say? Joe. Okay, we're going Joe. Not that one. Joe, where are you, Joe? Joe. All right, we got one. 1 out of 2. Who is the Oscar-winning actor who died at age 94 on January 6th of 2022? 94 years old. And he died about 3 years ago. George Papard, and he won an Oscar. George Burns, William Holden, or Sidney Poitier? Does anybody know that one? This is a tough one. I don't remember. It was only 3 years ago, but I do not remember. See, I told you guys I would need help today. How about this one? Debbie saying Burns with a question mark. You don't sound very confident, Debbie. Sylvie says Sydney with a question mark. Janice says Portier too. Okay, Debbie, I think we're going to skip you. We're going to go with all these Portier people. Well, now Diane says Burns, so I don't know. We're going to go with the Portier, but we could be wrong. I've seen some different answers there. Oh, you guys are right. If you said Sidney Poitier, you were right. So 2 out of 3. How many days are there in the month of January? Now, you guys better all get this one, because even I know this one. Is it 60? Is it 31? Is it 30? Is it 28? 60, 31, 30, or 28? Come on, you guys, you got to get this one. Even I could get this one. Even a baby could get this one, right? Debbie says it feels like 60. Yeah, it is so cold. This is going to be a long month. Okay, well, I'm going to do that one. 31. That would put us at 3 out of 4. Which state, the 49th, was admitted to the U.S. in January of 1959? So which state is number 49, and it also became a state in 1959? Hawaii, Alaska, New Mexico, or Arizona? Became the 49th state. Hawaii, Alaska, or I think I have an idea, but I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. All right, we're going all Alaska. Now, it's cold down here where we are, but I bet Alaska is even colder than that map I showed you guys, right? All right, we're all good. Everybody's saying Alaska. Whoops. Alaska. Where is my Alaska answer? Alaska. Yes, 4 out of 5. We're up to 80%. We are improving. If we would have just not got that first one wrong, we would be awesome. In how many European countries did the euro currency debut on January 2nd of 2002? This is going to be hard because it's just a count. So how many countries, when the euro, that's their dollar, the euro dollar became the currency in 2002, was there 15, 12, 20, or 10? Any of these, I would just be guessing. So I expect that we will get it wrong, but maybe a few of you think you know. 15, 12, 20, or 10? Let me know. No idea, Karen. That's how I am. Yes. Yes. No idea. 12, says Sylvie. This one's all on me, you guys, because I don't think any of us know. So we're just going to make a guess. We don't want the lowest and we don't want the highest. So it's got to be 12 or 15. That's my guess. Let's go 15. Sylvie, you were right. 12. All right. What television show we've got? So we've missed 2 now. We've got 3 to go. What television show did Jimmy Kimmel launch in January of 2003? I don't think we can get this one wrong. The Designer's Challenge, the Sarah Silverman Show, the Man Show, or Jimmy Kimmel Live? This quiz started out pretty good, but this is a pretty lame question. He didn't do any other shows, did he? Yeah, I think we're just going Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? I don't think he did any of these other shows. Yes. All right. We've only got 2 wrong. We missed 2 out of 7. Which NFL team was cited for using an underinflated football in the AFC Championship football game in January of 2015? So this team was cheating. They didn't put enough air in their football. Was it the Indianapolis Colts? Was it the Cleveland Browns, the New England Patriots, the New York Jets? Now here, these kind of questions, this group is up my alley. I know this one. Can anybody guess along with me the right answer? Which team was the cheaters? Oh, Patriots. Yeah. Oh, Jets, Jamie. No, Jets didn't cheat. Our cheaters are the New England Patriots. 6 out of 8. What athlete in January 2013 admitted to doping in a TV interview conducted by Oprah Winfrey? So another cheater. In January 2013, they admitted Tim Montgomery, Ben Johnson, Nicholas Del Polo. I don't know that name, and Lance Armstrong. Who was the cheater? Who was the cheater here? Doping, taking drugs to make yourself a better athlete. Who was it? I think I know. Let's see if any of you think the same as me. Lance Armstrong. Jamie and Janet say that Lance Armstrong. I say you're right. Let's go for that one. Correct. Now, not everybody is answering these questions along with us. What's going on, you guys? I thought this would be fun, but I need help from all of you. Lance Armstrong. So if you're being shy and you're not answering, even if you get it wrong, it's just fun. No big deal. Last question. We are 7 out of 9. So we need this one to get to 80%, which would give us a B. So we're struggling to get a B, but we can do it. Last question. Which new product, whoops. Sorry, I'm skipping around here. Hang on. No, we did that. Which new product did Apple unveil at Macworld in January of 2007? So 17 years ago, this item was introduced by Apple. A MacBook, a Newton, an iPod, or an iPhone? 17 years ago. What do you think the new item was from Apple? MacBook, Newton, iPod, or iPhone? I think I have a guess. MacBook. Paula says iPhone. Michelle says MacBook. Sylvie says iPhone. For some reason, you guys, I don't think the iPhone has been around that long. Could be. I could be wrong. See, our answers are all over the place on this one, huh? I really think it's the iPod or the iPhone. 17 years of iPhones. You guys think the iPhone has been around for 18 years? And now we're in 2015. MacBook, says Teresa and Barbara. The year was 2007. Let me show if I can show you the question again. 2007. Don't Google it. Whoops. Which new product did Apple unveil at Macworld? This is really important. This is the difference between a B and a C for us. A B and a C. Do we have any last second votes? Phone, iPod. Linda T says iPod. I had an iPhone since before my current home, and I've been here 18 years. Debbie has, so you've had an iPhone a long time. Paula says she had an iPod in 2005. All right. Okay, this is all on you, Paula. We're going to go ahead and say we're going to go for the iPhone because Paula says she had an iPod in I-15. So let's give it a try. We're going iPhone. Woo! Got it. 8 out of 10. Good job, you guys. We worked together and we got that one. 8 out of 10. Not too bad for winter questions here. I'm sure there are some people who could have got them all, but we got 8 out of 10. We'll take it. We will take it. All right, let's head on over to our website here. I will show you the scallop shaker item. I'll go over there and try to piece one together. And let's see. Here we go. So there's that. There's our shaker dies. And it looks like I see some different card samples already. So let's take a look at these samples that are here on the website. Remember, it includes 4 dies. There's the foam that you're definitely going to want to use, and the acetate. These items are both available on the website. You need these to make shaker cards. Even the adhesive foam would be nice for some of it. So you get 4 dies, and let's see our card samples. Here they are, really nice card samples. This was not in my pack here, so these must not have been HSN samples, but samples that were just for our website. And a little more variety here, and just fun different ways to use this collection. Definitely got a video there, and then back to our main die. So let's go ahead and check out what we have going on here with these. I'm going to do my best. Let me turn that off. And let's see. Okay, I've got that. I think everything is ready to go. Now, we are getting a little behind schedule here today, so I'm going to do a couple of shortcuts. So here is a sample of what a shaker looks like. You've got, remember, we have to make it this thick. We would be doing 2 layers of foam. You don't have to make it that thick if you want. It's up to you. But just so you know, the samples that I showed you today, they were all doubled up. You need a back sheet here, and it could just be a piece of pattern paper. You need the top ring, and you need the acetate sheet. And basically, it's like a sandwich. You have to put all of these different pieces together. Now, to save a little bit of time, I did yesterday run through a couple of these. So I will show you. We'll try to put these together. Here I did 2 different foam cuts. So I took a sheet of our adhesive foam, ran it through the machines. I created 2 of those. I also have the window, the acetate window, but we still need the ring that goes on top, and we need something that will go behind for our base. So we'll continue on. We'll do those 2 today. And then I do have some sequins here that we can add to our shaker card. Let's see. So I have some pattern paper here, and we're kind of Valentine's time. So let's go ahead and use this for, we can use this for the background. That will look nice for a background. And then we need something to do that little ring up on the top. I'm sure we can find something that will look really good. Okay, we got that. And maybe since we have that pattern, maybe something solid might look nice. We could go black or blue. Do we have anything pink? Do we have any pink? Maybe I don't have. That's kind of busy. That might be nice. Well, maybe I have a pink, some pink cardstock. Let's try to do that. No, I don't see anything there that looks pink. That work? No, that doesn't work. What can we do? Well, we're going to have to go ahead and use that sheet because I want it to kind of coordinate somewhat. We're going to get these dies out. Now, these are the main 2 dies that are going to do most of the work for your card there. And these are kind of the more decorative ones, okay? That would do your decorations. And this one will cut out the, let's see, I'm trying to remember how I did this. I want to make sure I get this right. Yep. This will cut out our base that we need to be the bottom piece here. And that is going to go with this sheet here. We'll put that face down. And then we still need another piece of cardstock, which I lost. Does anybody see my pattern paper pad? Did I lose it? Where did my paper pad go? Oh, I knew I shouldn't have let that out of my hands. How could I lose a whole pad of paper? Give me 1 second here. Oh, here it is. It was upside down and was mixing in with the floor. So we're looking for maybe pink. That might be good. And that will be for that upper level of the shaker. Let's look for some solid pink here. There's our ginger snap that we could have used for the baseball bat. There's a nice pink. And if you had a paper pad with this, like this, you can make a ton of these shaker cards if you really like this. So if you have a nice paper pad, this would be awesome. Or if you have a lot of scrap sheets, you could mix and match and put together some really nice cards with this. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. So I've already done the foam. I did the acetate. We just need a top and a bottom basically. And then we have to figure out how to piece all of this together. Might be a good idea. I'm not doing this right now, but if you had adhesive foam, you might want to, not adhesive foam, but adhesive sheets. You might want to use that. It would make things in the end, I think, a little bit easier if you already had adhesive on these die cuts. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I did this right or not. Again, we're kind of stacking things together. Again, think of it just as like a sandwich. We are piecing together our shaker. And I think I'm on the right track. I should have centered that a little bit over so not to waste all of this. But anyhow, there's the bottom. And here is going to be the very top. There's an extra circle, like a bonus. And let's see if we can do this here. We'll do all this on our not ideal workstation, but I think this will work out just fine. We'll get the dies out of the way. And again, so here is my sample that I'm kind of let guide me. We've got 2 layers of foam, a top piece, a bottom, and the acetate in between. So let's go ahead and start with that. See if I can peel these. Now I didn't bring my glasses over here, so this will be interesting. Okay, that's peeling real nice. And make sure you guys can see that. We'll just, it might not be perfectly lined up, but to keep things going. So there is my 1 layer. All right. Of course, you'd want these to all be lined up just perfect, and I'm just kind of speeding through this. So you want it to line up. And then let's go ahead and we're going to add 1 more layer here of this because we want to make ours a little bit thicker. And we can add that here, kind of get those to line up. All right. Got that so far. Then we need our next level will be our acetate. So we've got to get the acetate on. This will be a little bit trickier because acetate is clear and I do not see the piece of acetate that I cut. I just had it, but it is blending in with my table here. And if I can't see it, I imagine none of you can see it. Oh, there it is. Look at how clear. Could you even see it? It was right there. Did it show up? Does it show up for you guys? I couldn't even see it with my own eyes until I got it just at the right angle. Okay, so this foam has adhesive on the top. Again, I have not done a great job of making sure this is all totally even, but you get the idea. You're layering this, and you'd want it to all be stacked nicely on top of each other. Now, before we add the acetate, we need to go ahead and add in our, we're going to put in some sequins in there. And we're going to open that up. Looks like this is a brand new one. There we go. And we'll just shake a little bit in there. Not too crazy with that. And this is the first time I've really done a shaker card like this, and it is pretty easy. Again, if you're more patient, you take your time, you're going to get this, everything to line up just like it is all lined up perfect here. You would want yours to be lined up really just perfect. So let's try to get this acetate on there. This will be the tricky part because now I have the sequins in there, but I want things to kind of line up. So let's see. That looks a little bit off, a little bit off. I'm not sure if once I lay this down, if it's movable or not. So there is our layer there. So we've got our shaker. Now we just need the top. Now this is the one part we could have used the adhesive if we would have used an adhesive sheet. So I've got to put adhesive on this. I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper and add some adhesive to this off to the side. And let's go ahead and get that going there. We're almost finished here. If you want to follow along with our good news segment, we'll be doing that next. So hang in there. Oh, and I didn't tell you, we got to jump in on the website too. Maybe I'll save that for very last. We got some fun stuff going on the website today. So here we have, this is our top piece here. Just going to kind of line that up. And there you have it. There is your shaker card. That easy. Now I have one more step I could do. Say I want to add this to a card front. I just happen to have a card front laying around here that was in need of something on top. So let's check that out. I have this nice hello card. And I need to add this to the front here. So I put some adhesive on my shaker. I clip that on there. Oops, I think I need a little bit more. I didn't get enough on there. So let's add some more. Make sure that sticks in there really good. And we're just going to add that to the front. Here I have my shaker card. Pretty easy, huh? Not hard at all. You just got to take your time. You can see mine are a little bit out of alignment there. I was just kind of rushing through. Yours will line up perfect, just like this one. Every time. Just have to be a little more patient. Take your time a little bit more. So there's a fun hello card. Super easy. I hope you like that. That's the scalloped shaker card die set. We do have sequins like this on the website. We doubled up our foam. That's an option. Makes your card a little more active. I think you could test it. You could probably use just one layer of the foam. Where's the foam? Did I show you that earlier? I showed you the foam. Oh yeah, so the foam is like this. So here's an example of one sheet. You just double it up. And then if you wanted to use adhesive sheets, remember how we got to that one level where it would have been nice? We wouldn't have had to put the adhesive on ourselves. We have the adhesive sheets too. Okay, that's great. Fun. I hope you like it. I enjoyed figuring out, learning how to make that. And in the end, it was easier than I thought. Okay, where am I? I gotta find myself here. Find myself. My name has been up there the whole time. Let's see what else. Oh, let's switch over one more time. There we go. Sorry, I've got my name up there the whole time, but if you didn't know, we were working with my name off there. My name's been there the whole time. You guys know who I am. Sorry about that. And back to the media, that was the shaker, the scallop shaker dies. Let's see if there was any comments in the chat here before we move on. I think you guys are talking about machines or something. I'll let you do that. Teresa, prayer to Saint Anthony for lost things. I need that prayer a lot because a lot of things get lost here on the little desk. Teresa says she loves this. Debbie says, I swear I had an iPhone when I moved back here in 2007. The iPhone was 2007. Let's see. Yeah, we all got that. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Brenda's clapping. Thanks, Brenda. Karen says it looks great. Barbara says great job. It really was easier than I thought. Again, yesterday it was not all lining up together. I was getting all these different pieces. I'm all, something's missing. And when I first started, I only had 3 out of the 4 dies. So the missing die, once I found that, everything worked out together just fine. Okay, let's see what else. All right, let's do our devotional. Then I will tell you about some things that are on the website or coming this week that you'll want to know about. We are in Matthew chapter 22, and I think we had our verses up there before. So I hope you have been, not just for our segment, but we're in a new year, and maybe you haven't been a avid Bible reader in the past, but maybe this would be a good time to get in the habit of reading your Bible, because I feel that when we read our Bibles, it's one of the primary ways that God speaks to us. Of course, he can speak to us in other ways, through people, through situations, circumstances in life, but we really want to know the big picture of things that God wants us to know. I think it's important that we read our Bible. So we're just trying to do that once a week. We're covering right now just one chapter a week. It's really easy. You can read way more than one chapter a week. But when I'll read this chapter a few times before we talk about it, just to kind of get it into my mind a little bit and to help me know what I want to talk about. So I'm kind of going over these chapters several times, and it's helping me to really get to know the book of Matthew a little bit better. So if we are in Matthew chapter 22, if you're reading along, and I'll just kind of do an overview here first. First, Jesus gives us a story, a parable, and there is going to be a big wedding celebration. And the king goes out and he invites all these people to the wedding, the celebration, but they're all too busy. They reject the invitation, and the end result is very bad for them. There is one guy who shows up at the wedding, but he doesn't have the right garments on. And it's kind of like a person, say, who maybe goes to church or seems to be like a part of maybe the church family that we're involved with, but they don't really know God. And so they're not clothed the right way. In the end, it's not good for that person either. So it's basically people who are rejecting in the story, the king or the master is, I think, is it a king? He's throwing a wedding party for his son, but it's like nobody's interested in coming. He's not happy about it. So it's kind of like it correlates with our relationship with God. God's inviting and asking people to come to be a part of his kingdom, but a lot of people are rejecting the invitation, or they're kind of half in and half out. And that's not how you want to be with God. You want to be all the way in. So there's this guy in the story who he didn't have the right garments on, and it just wasn't like he wasn't really into it. Kind of seems like what it means to me. Then they ask him, the Pharisees, the religious guys, they're still challenging Jesus. Around verse 13, they ask him, should we pay taxes to Caesar? And they're trying to trap Jesus. If he says pay taxes, the Jewish people didn't like the Romans, so they think they could get the people to turn against him. If he says don't pay the taxes, Jesus would get in trouble with the Roman authorities. So they think they have him pinned down, but Jesus says, hey, give to what does he say? Just pay your taxes, he basically says. And then he said, and it says, he said, whose inscription on this? And it's Caesar. And he says, give to Caesar the things that belong to Caesar. And then things that belong to God, give those to God. So, God is not really interested in the material things that we have, as far as he doesn't want all our stuff or anything like that. But that's a good question for you and for me. What could we give to God? A way we show that we love God is we can do good things with our finances or resources, and we can use them for good things. We could donate them, or we could give to our church, and all those things are just fine. But deeper things, what could you give to God that he might want from you? And I'm thinking more, he wants our heart and our mind, more of these things that have bigger, greater value, our time, our energy, even more than just material things. So think about that. If you ask yourself that question, what could you give to God? What might he want from you? And then then they talk about the Sadducees. They are these religious guys too, kind of like the Pharisees, but they're different in that they're very religious, but they don't believe in supernatural things. So like angels or miracles. Nope. They don't believe in any of that stuff. They would kind of be like a liberal person today in the church, like a liberal church where they gather, but they don't really believe the things necessarily, all the things in the Bible. that's what this group is. And their question is about the resurrection. They come up with this crazy story, but basically they don't believe in the resurrection, which is you die, but you go on to live in heaven for all of eternity. They don't believe in any of that stuff. But Jesus goes through a story and he tells them, hey, the resurrection is true. You err. It is true. So he proves that point to them. And then there's a lawyer kind of guy who comes and asks him, we'll come back to this section starting in verse 34. He asks him about the greatest commandment, and that's what we'll cover today. And then the last part is kind of a tricky part. The Jewish people were expecting a Messiah, a Savior to come, and that would be from the family line of David. At least that's what they expected. But there's this quote where David calls... He says, the Lord said to my Lord, David said, sit at my right hand till I make your enemies my footstool. Now, so David is calling what they thought would be his son Lord, but that can never happen in this type of society. The father was always in charge. So if David had a son, he would never call him Lord. So whoever he is calling Lord is not necessarily from his family line. And now Jesus was related to David in family line, but Jesus also being God, that is why David called, it kind of connects. We'll call his son Lord because Jesus is Lord. So I don't know if that makes sense. It's a little bit challenging, tricky to figure out, but if you read it through yourself, you could definitely figure it out. It's that David calls his son, it's from his family line, Lord. But again, that would not be common. The father would never call his son Lord. It would always be the opposite way around. The father always ruled and had authority over the whole household until he passed away, and then it would be the next generation. So whoever is calling David Lord is actually David's superior. And who would be David's superior? Not like one of his sons or grandkids, but Jesus would be, who is our creator, our God. Okay? So we're going back to starting at verse, if I can read that, verse 34. And so before we even look at this, to start real briefly, they come to Jesus and they ask him, hey, what's the greatest commandment? And we're going to get to that here in just a second. But some things to think about before we cover this. We know that God loves us, right? But the question is, do we love him? Do we love him the way we should, with the amount of love? Do we express it in the way that we live? So give that some thought, even right now, or, when this video ends. Do I love God to the degree that I should, based on how much he loves me? Great question. Something we'll want to give a great amount of thought to, because we'll watch when we read this passage. So now, when people show us love, we generally respond to them with love. That's just common and natural. But some of the time we know God loves us, but we're not responding by the way we live or our actions or those kind of things. We're not really showing God that we love him back. How can we do that? Jesus says, if you love me, keep my commands. That's the one way that we can show that we love God, is by obeying him and doing the things that that he asks us to do. So obedience to him is definitely the way we show that we love God. So before we read this, is there one thing that you think maybe God is calling you to do? Maybe it's getting involved in a ministry. Maybe it's doing something at your church, or maybe it's reaching out to a neighbor. Is there something that you think that God might be calling you to do? What might that thing be? And then maybe there's something that God wants to change about us. Are we willing to make that change? So you really got to think about that. We have the general commands of God, like the commandments. We'll find a lot of things in the Bible that, oh, yes, I should be doing that. I understand. But is there one thing you or one thing I am being called to do? And are we doing it? Are we obeying? Or are we just kind of pushing it aside? It's a real sign if we love God and if we're connected to him, if we do these things. So let's read this passage. So I will get the verses here. I'll read the whole passage, but we'll be focusing on these main couple verses here. And that should pop up. Let's see. So that is our main verse. It says, so when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together. And then one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him and saying, teacher, which is the greatest commandment? Oh, do I have the wrong verse on here? No, there it is. I mixed up something here. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So then the part of the temple that shouldn't be there. But Jesus said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So the number one thing that Jesus said we need to do is have a love for God. And again, we talked about it, that we have the general commands that God gives to all of us, but we have the commands where maybe he's just asking you to do one particular thing. And are you going to be willing to step out and do that? That would be a great question for you and also for me to answer and to think about, not just while we're here today, but every day. Am I obeying God? And we want to do that based on, let me see if I can find myself here again. We're going to take that off. That remembering that first off, God loves us. So there's this great kind of companion verse. So when you think about why should I love God, and then think of this verse here. It says, we love him because he first loved us. So we're just responding to what God has already done for us. Isn't God good to us? He's really, really good to us. Think how he takes care of us. He protects us. He provides for us. We've talked about how when we believe in him, he gives us eternal security. We have a place in heaven for all of eternity. We have a place in his family that will go on far beyond this life. So God, remember that God is really, really for us. He really, really wants the best for us. And knowing these things, how do we respond? Do we love him, remembering that he loved us first? Jesus said, if you want to fulfill the number one most important commandment, that is it, to love God. Now, the challenging part, it says with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, all your strength, being all in. And I know in that area, we all come up short, right? Being all in. I love God and I know he loves me, but am I always doing what he wants me to do? Am I always being obedient? Are we ever going to have this perfected here while we're here on earth? No, we're not going to get it all together. We live in a sinful state. Things have kind of fallen apart. So we have a battle within us. Am I going to do right? Am I going to obey? Am I going to disobey God and do things I shouldn't do, or not do the things he's asking me to do? All things we need to think about. And finally, so we're thinking about obeying. At church today, we had the men's group for our Bible study, and it was just Adam and Eve in Genesis chapter 3, and God had given them one command of things not to do, and that was not to eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And they chose to disobey. And in the end, it caused a lot of problems for them, for their family members, and it even trickles down to us. So just that one time disobeying God really fouls things up. And God is gracious to us and kind towards us. He forgives us. But when we err and make mistakes like that ourselves, when we disobey God or refuse to do the things he asks us, I think it really can have an effect on our lives. And we want to have the best relationship that we can have with God, right? That would be the wisest thing for us to do. So what would we want to do? Just like Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. That's the first and greatest commandment. And so as much as we can do it to the best of our ability, let's do it. Let's love God that way because he loved us first. Now there is a little second part. We won't even tap into that, but love our neighbor as ourselves. There's a lot there too. But the number one most important thing we can do is have a love for God. So I hope that helps you today. Let's see, back to our website stuff. There are some things going on this week. Let me see. I'll run through these I usually do this earlier, but I forgot. So big deal. This Thursday, we usually do Crafting Corner, but we're going to have Stephanie's HSN preview this Thursday night. So we'll be adding new items to the HSN website. Then Stephanie, next Tuesday, a week from today, she'll be presenting these live on HSN. But if you want to see the sneak peek preview of the craft day items, that will be this Thursday night, 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern time. The next day, on Friday, we have a new Fold It Club shipment coming out. If you haven't joined the Fold It Club yet, you might want to do that. We have a few more days with our current selection, which is it the flower? It's the flowers. Let me check real quick because I don't even remember. Sad. All these clubs mixed together and I forget some of the time. What club are we on? This is the bunch of flowers. Let me check. It is the flowers, kind of like in a bouquet setting. A couple more days left to get that. And then Friday, we will have a brand new collection. And then let's see, one other thing. Oh, I don't even know what this says. Let's see. Oh, if you haven't been on the website the last couple of days, there are new items on the website. Make sure, one of them did sell out. We had some clear stamps that sold out. I'm going to reorder those. But there are a couple other items on the website that you might want to check out. So that is it. Is everybody doing okay out there? I want you all to stay as warm as possible. Stay as warm as possible. It's cold. I think it's going to be cold for a while. We're supposed to hit 70s pretty soon. But Southern California is cold, and I showed you that map. Icy, freezing cold for some of you out there. So stay warm, okay? And join us again on Thursday night. Let me get rid of that. And I hope you had a good time today. If I see some of you can't remember the time, or don't worry if you miss us live, no big deal. It's all recorded. You can go back and watch it. It should post pretty quick after this. Sometime you can just jump right back in where we were on, where you are, and you can just go right back to the beginning and start watching it, and you'll catch up. And we had fun. We had these dies and these stamps today. We did a shaker card, basically. It came out, I showed you I think it came out pretty good. And it was easier than I thought it was going to be. Like I said, I encountered some challenges there at the beginning. But we had the little Peeps, Liam and Miller. Those are great. We have football season and base ending and baseball season coming up. So maybe you have some little guys that those will work out. And again, we're just trying to let you know about these items on Take Two Tuesday. A lot of you, I think, have them already. So this is a reminder for you. If you're new to the Stamps of Life, welcome. We are glad you're here and that you found us. We'll be back for Take Two Tuesday again next week on Tuesday, which will be, what is today? The 21st, like the 28th or something. So we'll be back. This Thursday, we'll do the HSN preview. On Mondays, you can join Stephanie for No Makeup Monday. I will repost this video at a couple different spots. You'll be able to find the recorded version. And if you are watching later, if you missed us while we were live or you jumped in halfway, answer the questions for fun. We love the participation. We love to hear from all of you guys. And of course, we need likes. Likes. We really need those. For some reason, YouTube dumped a bunch of our viewers the other day. So we would like to get more likes and more subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, usually down there at the bottom, I think it would be maybe on your right side, there's a little button that says subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, you can do that. That's it. Thank you. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Again, keep warm. I think that's it. I don't have much to say. I think I've said too much. I hope I wasn't blurry. Everything seems to be good on my side, so I don't know what's going on today, you guys, but I'm sorry if my camera was blurry. I'm not sure what's going on, if it's just the streams that are going out, if it has to do with the weather. I don't know, but from my side, it seemed like everything was working. That is it. Take care again, all of you, and God's blessings to each and every one of you. Thanks again for joining today. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.